Challenges to and hidden gems in domestic transportation. Joining us today to speak about that, Courtney Davis, Director of Logistics at CoreTrust. Courtney, it's great to see you. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me, Russell.
Courtney, I want to talk about the industry and how it has been impacted, by all of the disruption, all the crises that we've had in supply chain in the last, couple of years or so. Clearly, they have presented fresh challenges to supply chain professionals. So walk us through some of that. What would you say?
So, I'm not going to unearth the last 24, 48 months because it's been something that we could have not imagined. But what the challenges have done, it's brought the supply chain issue to the forefront of all organizations. Supply chain has always been an integral part of every operation or organization, but it's always been brushed to the side and not really been addressed on a C-level or corporate level. So now the challenge is, number one, everyone is laser focused on extracting these savings from the expenditure. And the natural gravitation is to extract it from the price of the commodity or the service. But sometimes you can only squeeze so much blood out of that turnip. So what I like to have people to focus on is extracting these hidden gems, savings that can be derived not by utilizing the price of the commodity, but certain aspects of the solution that can extract costs from the whole operation.
Well, it's interesting. Now, you set up a scenario here because you do reference the challenges that we have experienced and how some people, many people, have gone about dealing with those. And I clearly hear that you think that there's a better way to handle some of those challenges. Now, I understand that here where we're speaking to each other at the CSCMP annual conference, that you led a breakout session and you spoke to people about hidden gems that you see in domestic transportation. So if you would, break that down for us and tell us, what are those gems in your estimation?
So the gems are all based around a solution, and the solution is holistic. It just doesn't apply to your particular silo, but it applies to the entire organization. So you have to embrace that concept to even be able to utilize these gems. But the first one is a process improvement. With every solution comes a process that can have certain aspects that can help your operation, and they can provide some quantifiable savings that you can present as a total savings package to your organization. So when you improve the process, you take steps out of the process, it gives you an opportunity to maybe produce more, be more efficient. That's quantifiable. It can take steps out of the process. You can utilize labor for other usable activities. That's a savings. You can help the operation, maybe another part of the operation, to optimize the way they move product, and that can help an operation. It's a quantifiable savings. Another one we like to talk about is information availability. And I'm a child of FedEx, and one thing that Fred Smith said that really stuck out to me is that the information about the package is just as important as the package. And if you think about the information and the way it can help not only your internal customer, but your external customer, it serves so many purposes to improve the company image. A consumer can receive the product faster. They'll use more, they'll buy more from you. That's one of the savings for one of the information advantages. On the internal side, it can help you level load your inventory. Having real-time, accurate, fresh information helps you understand who's ordering, where they're ordering for, and help you better place your inventory. Let's talk about adherence to strategy. And that's one thing a lot of people overlook, is sticking to the plan, sticking to the strategy. The important part of that is when you start making tactical knee-jerk reactions to stimuli in the supply chain environment, you lose your consistency. It creates confusion within your organization. So creating a long-term strategy is the best policy. I like to call it strategic mediocrity. And I utilize that strategy when I talk about it, if you look at anything like investing or anything that utilizes a longer term strategy in order to optimize your whatever you're working on, if you stay consistent within the top three, not number one all the time, over a period of time, you always end up on top. So that strategy works well throughout the business as well.
Strategic mediocrity. Absolutely a fascinating phrase there, I must say. You've outlined then the gems that have been hidden and can be extracted. Here's the question. How do you present those to the C-suite? How do you convince them that this is what we need to do? What do you say?
Well, two things you need to focus on. Number one, who your audience is, how they like information presented, the information you present, and also having every stakeholder in the organization contribute to that message. Because everyone has a different message they want to extract, and you don't want to alienate any one of the particular areas when you present it. That's number one. Number two is, what message are you attempting to convey? Focusing on that message, making sure that all the stakeholders' concerns have been addressed. Focus on, even things we don't think about, like the environment. What kind of impact on the environment will your solution solve? How is it? Make sure it's measurable. Make sure it's real data. Make sure it's something that everyone in the organization can benefit from. Let's not be myopic. Let's focus on the entire organization.
Good advice, very, very good advice. Final question to you, Courtney. Somebody out there may not be familiar with CoreTrust, and so I wish you would spend just a moment to tell us a little something about the company, its focus, and what more particularly are you doing to optimize the operations of the folks that you work with, your customer base. What do you say, sir?
Okay, so CoreTrust is a group purchasing organization that serves mostly the private equity space and some larger customers that are not involved in that. We have about 2,500 plus members. We serve about 75 to 80 indirect spend categories. The value that we create for our members is we take our unilateral spend, we aggregate it over our member base, and we're able to negotiate prices better for each one of these individual categories that they can negotiate on their own. So the value we add is taking the power of our brand and our negotiation with our vendors and spreading that across our member base. It is a vendor paid model, so it doesn't cost our members anything. All of the revenue that flows through our program funds our existence.
Interesting situation and very interesting conversation. Courtney, thank you so much for finding the time to sit down and speak with us. Thank you.
I appreciate the invitation. Thank you, sir.
That's Courtney Davis with CoreTrust speaking with us today about challenges in domestic transportation and hidden gems to be found there. Thank you for watching.